Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to Wild Eye Week, Day 6. Today we're going to be talking about Alice in Deathland, Unrated. Alice in Deathland is a 2015 film which runs approximately 91 minutes and is written and directed by Christy Ruffy. Now, she was responsible for Cutting Room, Wicked Woods, and Psycho Holocaust. Now, this stars Vanell as Alice Hendrickson. She was in Athena, Remnants, and Sacred Hearts. Billy Garbarina as Stan Whitehall. He was in Necroville, Collecting Rooftops, and I Heart You. And Samantha Novak as Daisy May Marie. She was in I Heart You, House of Purgatory, and Perot. Now the budget on this was 10 grand, and it also goes by the name Rags, which is actually, if you guys look up a picture of the movie Rags, I had this on my list, and I believe Wild Eye released it a long time ago, and they re-released it as Alice in Deathland. Okay, but I did want to see Rags. Alice in Deathland was a movie that I wasn't really sure I was going to like at first. I don't really like movies that are about drugs completely, and this one is. It even says here, a drug-fueled exploitation fairy tale. That's exactly what it is. Okay, in the beginning of the movie, they tell a story about gypsies and about certain people in gypsy folklore who have done magical things when confronted with love. That's kind of the gist of what they said. Now it goes into modern times, and you're basically in a heroin house, and the heroin house has the following people in it. You have Alice, you have Daisy, who are basically prostitutes, and they work for heroin. And then you have Stan and his buddy, who I cannot remember his name, but they basically run the show and supply the girls with the heroin. And that's the gist of what you're getting at first. Now, as Alice gets high and goes about her daily life, you find out that she was married and she had a child with her husband. But she's hearing these gypsies talk to her and having visions. I'm not going to say what they are because it will spoil certain things in the film. But then, after that, the story is about her husband, who seeks out a private investigator in order to find his wife and child. The private investigator gives him a lead to find her, and he goes to the house when they tell him not to, and ends up getting killed. You find out a little bit more about this child that she had, which I'm not going to say because that will also give away things. But after the husband is killed, they cut him up and bury him in the woods. The visions start getting stronger with Alice, and she starts to listen and starts to plot her revenge. That's all I'm going to say. I probably said more than I should have, but this movie is actually fantastic. It goes through different changes in the film. In the beginning, it has a very sepia tone to it as far as the filming. And it kind of stays that way throughout the film, but it does get a little bit more into the color as it goes along. I noticed that when I was watching it. I'm not a big fan of drug-filled movies, like I said before. But this actually had a really good story. The acting was freaking fantastic. It definitely belongs in the Raw and Extreme because it's a tough movie to watch, and it's also pretty gory once we get to the meat and potatoes of the actual film itself. It's pretty gory, and I definitely recommend it. But just know what you're getting yourself into when you do watch it. It is low budget, 10 grand, but they use that 10 grand in very good places. And this is actually one of the better Raw and Extreme movies I think I've seen, to be honest. Check out Alice in Deathland. It's also known as Rags. Can't tell you why, but yeah, check it out. And stay tuned for the last day, day 7 of Wild Eye Week. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.